Hey, what's up, swimmers, triathletes, internet wanderers who clicked this by accident? Welcome back to the Try Swim Coach podcast. I'm Coach Dominic Latella, your guide, your guru, your guy yelling about ankles into the void. This episode, we're going deep and weird. It's technically about kicking. Again, because apparently one episode wasn't enough to fix all the busted flutter kicks in the world. But we're not just talking about kicking. We're talking about ankle alphabets and about the weird little smiley face line under your butt that no one teaches you about. And also, I don't know how we got here, but classic literature. It's chaos, but useful chaos. If you learn something today, awesome. If you don't, at least you'll walk away wondering why you've never used your glutes in the pool. Quick thing, if you're not on the Try Swim Coach newsletter yet, what are you even doing? That's where the real juicy stuff is. Training tips, new courses, camps, rambling in text form. The link's in the description. Click it. It's free. You're already on your phone. And hey, if you like this show, do the thing. Rate it, review it, share it with that one triathlete friend who kicks like a bicycle and swears. It's okay. You know the one. All right, let's get into it. So, exciting day today in that we are filming or recording, not filming, who films things anymore? We are videoing this podcast with an old school camcorder and VHS tape in the camcorder, super old school.
You can rent them if
the quality might look like it was filmed with a potato,
We're not
but
sure.
you know, I'm figuring this out for myself and it should work out. I'm joking, I'm not filming with a VHS recorder.
I wish I just had a potato. And I'd be like, and here is our camcorder.
I'm sure you can make a camera out of a potato.
So I'm spending the time.
I mean, you can totally do it. So anyway, we're going to have some video with this podcast. What that really means, I don't know. But we're going to find out because
Why
I
not?
think it's important that first, I'm proud of myself for figuring this out.
Hmm?
Right? And I didn't have any help. I just did it.
Nailed it.
Well, I say this before actually knowing if it worked. So,
Well, I can see one of the phones is recording. So
oh, we're recording. Will it come out the way we want it to? I don't know. That's
will we
what I
share
don't
it?
know.
Who knows?
Yeah, will we share it? Who knows? So, I wanted to bring up something. Last podcast, I spent the entire podcast talking about kicking. And I say entire podcast, it wasn't that long. It was like 20 something minutes. I could probably talk for another 20 minutes about kicking, to be honest. It's just really hard to have a conversation with yourself. And so for me, I just feel like I'm like speaking into the ether and hoping somebody connects with it, right? So it's like a little weird to talk by yourself for more than 20 minutes at a time.
I think it would be very hard for me to not just be like stream of consciousness. Like,
Oh, it is
like,
for sure that.
Mrs. Dalloway bought the flowers herself.
What?
Whenever I think of stream of consciousness thinking, or I guess I remember learning what it was. And I'm pretty sure the one that stands out the most in my mind was when I had to read, I think it was called Mrs. Dalloway. They made this.
Not a clue.
Okay, so jump how many steps forward from that book? I have no idea. They made a movie called The Hours.
I'm familiar with the title. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It is,
Oh, it's Nicole Kidman, right?
no,
Oh,
it is Meryl Streep. She says with too much confidence.
I will be so happy if Nicole Kidman is in this movie.
I'm going to be.
I will be.
What if they're both in it?
I'm sure they are.
2002, The Hours.
Who's in it?
Or I'm staring at Julianne Moore.
Okay.
Ha! Oh.
What?
We both win. Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, Julianne Moore,
I knew there was a third female lead.
Stephen Deline, Miranda Richardson.
Okay. So
Anyway,
what about
John
the
C.
others?
Riley. Anyway, so I am right. Gosh, doesn't that make you feel so good?
You feel good.
Yes. The story of how the novel Mrs. Dalloway affects 3 generations of women, all of whom in one way or another have to deal. Okay, that doesn't matter. That's about the movie. But so it's not like the movie's about Mrs. Dalloway. I think what happens is like they read it, and then you see how the reading affects their lives
In the
hours.
They
But
read the book in that movie.
The Mrs. Dalloway, the book.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Which I had to read in, oh my gosh, 7th or 8th grade English.
I didn't read anything in 7th or 8th grade. I'm certain of it.
Says that the main point of Mrs. Dalloway is to explore the interconnectedness of human experience, the nature of time, and the complexities of the human psyche through the stream of consciousness, narrative of a single day in the lives of various characters in post-World War I London.
Wow. That's pretty impressive that all these years later, when you think of stream of consciousness, you think of this book.
Mr. Thurman. That was my teacher.
Interesting.
Also remember him because he was the first person ever in real life that I saw with hair plugs.
That's also interesting.
Only know that because he decided to tell us one day.
Okay.
But anyway, so if I were to podcast alone, I feel like it would just become very stream of consciousness. Like I would say something that made me think of something else.
Right.
Kind of like this whole conversation.
I say kind of like the last, 2 minutes that you've been talking.
But there's some line in that book where it's like Mrs. Dalloway where it said she would bring the flowers herself. And it's like, I can't remember why. I think they all say it at one point in the movie.
Huh.
And I'm just playing around my brain right now. Tumbleweeds and darkness.
Okay. Let's talk about literature for a second.
This is now an English podcast.
I don't know why. With the other day, I was like, I really want to read the book The Jungle again by Upton Sinclair.
Upton Sinclair.
And I was like, that book is
The meatpacking industry.
so disturbing, but I think the desire to reread it came up.
When did you first read it, though? Were you a child?
No, I was not a child.
Oh, good for you.
Because of all the things that are going on right now, it's like, oh, things can go real bad in industrialized countries, right? And it's just
made you think of that?
Yeah, it did, because it's so disturbing and so there's something about that book for me that it's so like you can picture and smell and feel like everything about it, the way he describes stuff. I was probably in my early 20s.
Why did you read it?
Because
How did you find out about it? How did you?
I mean, it's such a known classic, and it's like one of the things that I wanted to do in my early 20s was become knowledgeable about classic literature, and like I wanted to have that in my like
in your repertoire.
I just want to be able to talk about these types of things, because it's the same thing that we do at Swimbox, right? We talk about cultural things and things that are happening, right? So if you can't talk about classic books, I feel like you're missing a hole in your game.
And hence why I watch Bravo, because I need to for the people.
You watch Bravo for the people. I will say, I think 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was shocking to me to find out that one of our clients, shout out to Josh Banks, who was on the podcast before. You can check out his episode. I don't remember what number it is.
Not talking about this, though.
He would watch Vanderpump Rules on his trainer.
Yeah.
To pass the time.
Right? Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing. And I love that. And it always makes me curious about what other Bravo shows are these like triathletes watching while they're on the trainer, the bike trainer, right? Well, we might have him come on to talk about this.
We probably should.
But I do remember him not being that impressed with Summer House compared to Vanderpump. He felt like they were all terrible people.
And they are. He doesn't know how to watch it then. He doesn't know how to watch it then.
So anyway.
That's why I asked why you when you read The Jungle, because I read a giant chunk of it in like 7th grade in civics class. We had to read like an excerpt of it for class. It was very small because it was like that excerpt of it was just like, I think, a description of the factory setting in the meatpacking industry.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was the main point of what we were learning in civics at the time. I think.
Makes sense.
But then I remember going to the library and I got the book. I started to read it. And I was just like, I don't know what I've just done. And then I stopped, but I've always wanted to go back and read. I stopped because I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. This isn't exactly what I thought it was, and I don't understand. And I wanted to understand it and not just read it.
Yeah, it gives perspective for sure.
Like I've read Watership Down when I was a child because the book on it had bunny rabbits at it at the library.
Cute.
I read it. I don't know what that book was about. I don't remember shit. There were rabbits on the cover. I can tell you what it looks like. The
remember that?
version that I own, because I never give it back to the library. Sorry.
Do we have it?
I think so.
Oh, I'll read it.
It's probably here somewhere.
I'll take a look at the cover.
Right, but I was like, okay, you gotta actually read this. But I just realized I never actually went back and read it. I should totally go read it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. I was talking about kicking podcasts.
See what would happen if I had a podcast all on my own?
It's all right. That's why we do this together like this. Because
Keep you in check.
otherwise, my podcast would be like 12 minutes long because I would just be like, information. So last podcast talked a lot about kicking. Actually had somebody reach out, which I thought was, I love it when people reach out from
Love a good
later
reach
now and, want to learn more about stuff. But I thought it was interesting because it was a comment on a YouTube video that had nothing to do with this episode of the
funny.
podcast. So it was just really interesting. So I appreciated the reach out and I appreciate, someone being inquisitive. And in that podcast, I spoke about an approach to start to understand your kick and how it affects the rest of your body, and how to improve your kick and get it to a point where doing maybe like a 4-beat kick is effective versus being lazy. Because there's a fine line.
I'll put a pause in there.
So
Good for consciousness. As a swimmer, this is probably an embarrassing thing to admit. What? I can make assumptions. What do you actually mean by a 4-beat kick, quote unquote? Meaning I could input a number in there.
Okay.
Right, I'm assuming so it could be like an X beat kick. Look at me putting in a...
How many kicks per arm stroke? Or you could think about it in arm stroke cycles if you want, but I prefer arm stroke. So
every time my right arm makes a full stroke movement, I'm supposed to take 4 kicks
correct.
within that. Whoa.
Correct.
Eschew me. Real life.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I just realized I never actually... I never want
should
to
listen to the
actually... sounds like I probably have.
It sounds like you didn't listen to my podcast. I'm a little offended by that, but it's okay. I get it. You talk to me all the time.
That's why I literally live with you. Anyway. Because when I start to actually focus on counting my kicks,
Yeah.
like, bleh,
Yeah,
everything
it's not
else
something
goes
you
so...
want to do all the time.
Right. And so I was just like thinking, oh, I don't actually know how I would think about going about doing that. Okay, thank you.
So the exercise was to do a 25, and you've done this before, whether you remember it or not.
Does it drill?
I wouldn't call it a drill. It's kind of like a set. It's more like a set.
Okay.
25 freestyle. Slowest you can move your arms without stopping them at any point. They cannot pause anywhere.
Got it.
Kicking 12 kicks per arm stroke. For
Oh,
the
I
first
think
25. Then the second 25 is 10 kicks per arm stroke. Then the third is 8 kicks. Then the fourth is 6 kicks. And the fifth one is 4 kicks.
Oof.
Right? You could, if you wanted to go down to 2. One of the things that's really interesting is when you do this set, it challenges you to move your arms slower than your feet. And we're kind of built in way, the faster our feet move, the faster our arms move. But you can separate that. I started running.
Right.
The other part of this set is really cool, actually, because as you bring that kick number down to more of your average or normal kicking pattern, your arms automatically adjust to be your normal swim.
Do you want them to?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
All right, and so it's just an opportunity to kind of learn that coordination, basically rubbing your belly and patting your head, like
Yeah.
getting your feet to move that fast and your arms to be that slow. I would say when you were my master swimmer and I would give this set without fail,
Right
at
on,
least
set.
you have for sure, without fail, at least one person in a lane would end up just kicking on their side for 12 kicks, then taking a stroke and switching over, right? Because in their mind, I got him, I stopped my
all the
arms,
kicks
and I
in.
got all my kicks in. That's not the goal.
Right.
Keep it moving. Keep it real slow. So what I'm going to
I've
do...
done the set, it's so interesting to think about it because it's like I can totally put myself in that mindset of just like, I just got up, I got to the pool. I just feel like working out. I don't really feel like thinking, man.
Yeah, this set normally would be...
So like, I can only imagine myself having you given me this set in that mindset.
Yeah, you probably just
There's
ignored me.
no way I tried.
Yeah, you just ignored me probably. You're like, whatever, I'll just do 25s.
Probably.
Yeah. So,
Because I remember, like, I definitely stopped doing catch and drill.
well, yeah, most people should.
But, like, when someone would tell me to, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So anyway, this person reached out with a question about this set and this progression.
Okay.
He tried it, or they tried it. I actually don't know if it's what their gender was. They tried it and had some questions and wanted to see a visual demonstration.
Of the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but basically 12 kicks per arm stroke, right?
Can you time-lapse that? I would watch that.
Well, I could do the set, so to speak, and just cut like 5 seconds of each one, right? But
Yeah.
what it's done, that person reaching out and wanting to see demonstration, what that has done for me has kind of shown me and demonstrated to me that the things that we talk about on here have to be shown in some way as well. I mean, not all of it, but
Yeah.
it has to be shown in some way, right? So we're going to call it show and tell.
We're going to stand up right now.
Maybe
do the drill.
it should actually be called tell and show, because we will tell you about it and then show you it, right? But I think what I'm going to try to do is every podcast, maybe not all of them, but every podcast that I can, I will try to also accompany that podcast with a video demonstration of the thing that we might be talking about.
Or at least, like, one of the things we talked
Yeah, one of the things that we're talking about. Or somebody reaches back out and says, hey, you guys talked about something. Can you show that? I'm happy to do that, actually.
Yeah.
It is part of, like, what we do. So it's kind of fun to connect with people in this way. And so what I'll also do is not just put the video in the description of each podcast, but the following month.
Yeah.
So we're in April now. We're talking about this in April. So in May, send out a newsletter that will have a section that has all of these video drill demonstrations. We'll call it just all the tell and show drills
In the previous.
the section of the newsletter. I'll call it the tell and show section.
Like almost like an archive you can go to.
I won't, it'll just say with the month. I'm not going to keep every single month, right?
Oh.
Does that make sense? I'm not going to be like, in April, we talked about these 4 drills. That would be insane, because then the newsletter is just going to be.
No, I didn't mean in the newsletter. I meant like you click that part and then you can like go back to April or something like that. No.
I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to share each link from the previous 4 episodes of the month. Does that make sense?
I'm very into
I like to keep
I like
it
to live
simple.
in the weeds.
This is more than enough work for me to do, so I'm not going to make any more work for me to do. You know, this podcast is for shits and giggles. It's a way to connect with people and to share our thoughts about swimming and triathlon and training and literature and whatever else. So
What a good example of how differently our brains work, though. Like that's where I automatically went.
Sure.
We're like, no.
I mean, honestly, there will be an archive automatically. It's called the Tri-Swim Coach Podcast YouTube channel, which if you're not subscribed to, you specifically, Lissa, and everyone else listening,
I'm not subscribed.
you should go ahead and subscribe to that.
I will subscribe.
Yeah. Plus side.
Plus sign? Isn't that what?
Yes. So there will be an archive there. And I'll include the link to the channel in the newsletter as well.
That sounds.
I guess also just if someone's listening, like, how do I get on the newsletter? I'll add a newsletter link to the description of each podcast too.
Oh, there you go.
Why the fuck not?
Oh, I know that.
Right?
That sounds good.
So let's keep talking about kicking, right? Why not?
I love the kick game. It's the only thing that got me through. Right now.
I would agree. So your kick, you have a great kick. You've always had a really nice kick. And I think your kick is exceptional, not because of the force that you can produce, but because of the movement you can produce to generate the kick.
The movement of my legs.
Almost like each joint, like if I'm going to have to share this video now too, probably, but if I share a video of you kicking, you can see each joint of your leg articulating in a way to support that actual motion. Where your ankle has a nice, like,
Flexion.
fluidity
Loose.
to it.
Yeah, loose.
All right. Where it's not like a tight ankle, pointed toe, arched foot. Like you're not a ballerina. Your knee has a gentle bend to it. That's an appropriate amount of bend. And then your hip obviously has some action in it as well. So it's a really nice looking kick to see and to show. But I think it's also a great demonstration of we're after movement, not force production right now. So learn how to move. Yeah, not tension for sure. Learn how to move correctly, not worrying about generating force. And over time, when that movement becomes more, let's say, regular, and you've done it over and over and over again, then your kick automatically is going to get stronger and generate more force, right?
Yeah.
But if you try too hard, you'll end up kicking like you're kicking a kickball.
Don't you remember when we were filming kick videos? It was like years ago. And I don't remember which one of us said this or if we both did or something, but it was like, let's film me kicking and I'm going to keep my legs completely tense, knees locked,
Great thought. Yes.
flex my feet and kick like this. And I moved backwards so quickly.
So hold on.
It was
You said a lot of
crazy.
this. You didn't say what you were doing.
Okay, sorry. So to imagine your legs behind you and you're in a pool, you're just going to kick with your arms extended in front of you. Okay. About 6 inches under the surface of the water. And you put all the tension you possibly can in every single part of your leg, your thigh,
Like locked out.
your calves. Yeah, like too much. Like you can feel the squeeze of it. And then you flex your feet. So your whole leg is this like,
It looks like a garden hoe.
yeah, it's insane. And you're moving it like that. Like your leg is a garden
Like what?
hoe.
Up and down?
Up and down.
Okay. I know we have video now, but not everyone's going to watch this.
I know. I'm like bad friends. And I'm just like, wait, what? All right, I'll watch the video later. So you do that. You're not letting your leg bend in any fashion. You're keeping all the tension in every part of your leg, knee locked, foot flexed, pushing up and down.
And so anyone who's trying to picture what a flexed foot is, it would be if your ankle was at a 90-degree angle, toes would be pointing down at the bottom of the pool.
And
at
you're
this
like
point.
pushing into your heel to keep
Yeah.
that while you kick. Ooh.
Try not to hit the
Gonna
mics.
sound good. And then we just did it to see. I'll have to find it. And I literally move backwards so fast. And then I start to stand up because that tension also starts to bend my hips downward towards the bottom of the pool.
Right.
And-
So we talked about this. I talked about this a little bit on the last podcast about how your leg is a lever. If your knee doesn't bend even a little bit, where does that work go? It usually goes to your lower back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what you're describing right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It hurts so badly too. And
That's
then-
not awesome.
No, but I mean, it was for like 10 seconds. But one thing that also reminds me of is because I work with so many competitive teenagers and preteens that I've come to find a lot of them haven't even considered what they're doing back there. And so when I start to ask them, questions, and I find, when I get the answer of, well, my legs feel like they're sinking, and I go, okay, what part of your leg are you pushing down to the bottom of the pool? Is there any? I didn't form that very well, but I would say, are you pushing, what part of your leg is pushing against the water?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would form that question. And so many people go, my knee, the front of my thigh, my toes.
I think that.
I'm like, okay, did you hear what you just said? You feel like your legs are sinking and you're pushing them down towards the bottom of the pool. Why don't we float? And I'm just saying that to this person because I know they can float.
Right.
Why don't we float? And then take our leg in the starting position behind us, extend it a teeny bit but loose. We push up to the surface with the bottom of our foot. We bend the knee just to push back up. Let's try that. We don't even need to put any effort in it. Just don't splash me. And they just zoom to the front of the pool. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was so easy.
That makes sense.
Uh-huh. It's fascinating to me, like the logic of it. But then I also think back to it. I don't actually know if anyone taught me how to kick. It was almost like because my catch was non-existent, but I didn't know that it was non-existent. Well, you better move your legs, bitch. Honestly, that's
Nothing else moving.
the memory.
So going back to that video that you were talking about,
Yeah.
what I remember and found so fascinating is that you were trying to demonstrate, I think, 3 common bad kicks that we get to see.
Right.
One was
Bicycle.
bicycling, where like knees were pointing downward and bending to go down.
And we literally
a
mean
bicycle
a
motion.
bicycle kick. Imagine yourself on a bike. Now put yourself horizontal.
And with that kick, you still moved forward. It was kind of remarkable.
Crazy.
And then I
felt like
what
it
was the other one?
crawling.
What was the other one?
Toes pointed? No bend? No.
Maybe locked out knees. Maybe too big of a kick. Something like that.
Just from the knee down.
Oh, kicking from the knee down.
Kicking from the knee down.
That's right. I remember that now. And that also, you still moved forward.
Mm-hmm.
The only time that you didn't move forward is when your ankles were flexed.
Had tension.
And I think that is a really, really crucial part of our legs and how they move us forward or hold us up in the water when we kick, is that ankles need to be able to whip and flick. They cannot stay static. So otherwise, they don't do shit for you. You move backwards sometimes.
I have two girls. One is 8 and one is 12. And they both have such tight ankles.
Already at 8 and 12.
Well,
most people are very malleable at that.
Francis, the 8-year-old, doesn't want to put in the physical work. It's easier. It's easier for her to just maintain a flexion in one. But there is a tightness that I need to work through that is very difficult with an 8-year-old. Mm-hmm. And then my 12-year-old, we've been working on loosening her ankles for forever. And she actually does do the alphabet.
Yeah. Pro tip.
She does them. Yeah, if you have tight ankles, and that's literally probably everyone, whenever you go to the bathroom, females, because we're sitting, sorry, males, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of things, when you're sitting down for a hot sec, when you're watching a TV show.
You don't have to be sitting, you could totally be standing.
I know, but I'm trying to make it easy entry. Okay. Draw the alphabet with your ankles slowly. It will loosen. Be nice to do lowercase letters. Okay?
Oh, I just do uppercase.
And then switch to uppercase because it's an odd mental exercise
or
too.
You can do this as part of your pre-run warm-up. If you're going to go for a run, might as well trace the alphabet before you do so.
But my other girl, my 12-year-old, her hip flexors are insane.
Like tight?
Yeah. And so when she doesn't loosen those up, or when she does, what else does she play? Lacrosse or field hockey? I can't remember. So sorry, Abigail. But I at least remember. Field hockey. There we go. When she plays field hockey, when she runs, I know sometimes she has pain in her right hip flexor. And that's the one that will just sort of pull from there, making it look like she has this tension in her ankle. And then we get this awkward breaststroke. Kick it out. Loose again. And it's fascinating to be like, no, we have to keep working on your mobility first before we can gain strength in this. Like, this is actually a lot. But take advantage of the fact that freestyle is the stroke that you swim all the fucking time, man.
I mean, it's the most swum stroke.
Yeah. So you take advantage of it. You work on it when you're warming up, when you're doing a warm-up set. When you've wandered and we've realized we didn't bring underwear to change into before we have to wear really tight jeans to school. And then you go, oh my gosh, I'm not even kicking. I'm falling behind Abby in front of me. And then you start kicking more.
What would be the next swim session that someone goes to? What would be a thought that you would plant in their seed to think about their kicking?
A thought I would plant in their seed.
Don't plant in people's seeds. It's rude.
In their seed.
How would you plant that seed in their mind? Woo!
For me, it has to be, so for me to answer that question is, I go just straight to how I think when I swim, which is that I get very meh.
I don't know.
Singing songs.
Okay. Distracting.
Making outfits in my head. What am I going to eat? What can I eat? Do I have to go to the grocery store? Oh my God. And so I know I'm going to do that. And so I have to give myself a physical feeling based off of a movement that I can always use to bring myself back mentally to what I'm doing in the set. So for anyone like that, I would say, first, when you go and we're kicking, find where your leg gets tired first so that we can figure out what muscle you're using currently. Because if we don't find out that information first, there's really no point in moving forward and giving you something to focus on. So find out what part of your leg feels like it's doing the work.
Is this while swimming or during a kick set?
This is while you're swimming. Okay?
Yep.
Make it easy on yourself.
Yeah. Fuck a kick set.
Yeah. While you're swimming. And if it happens to be the front of your thigh, you go, ding, incorrect. But we win. This is awesome information because now we know how to fix it. Okay. Easy entry. You're going to try to move that feeling to the back of your thigh just by trying to push up from the bottom of your foot.
Like doing a bicep curl, but with your leg.
Yeah. And you go, okay. Now the focus becomes pushing water up with the bottom of my foot to try to feel my hamstring and glute. But we don't have
or
to
at least just hamstring. You probably won't.
You're probably
feel
not
glute.
going to feel your glute.
And if you do try to feel your glute, you're probably taking way
too far. I like to think that because I can't feel my hamstring very much.
Okay.
And when I have the thought that I need to try to feel both, my hamstring works better.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I trick my brain because I can't feel my glute in the water unless I'm doing that awful
I mean,
kick.
swimmers are known for having great butts for a reason. It's not like we
Right.
use our actual glute. We
Mhm.
do a little, but it's like we use where the glute meets the hamstring. It's a very weird, specific
It's
spot.
that weird, it's literally
What do
the
you call it?
smiley face line under your tush. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
That's where the work is.
And some people who, when I say that, are like, my butt. I'm like, no, the line right under your butt. And so when I do say hamstring and glute, if I'm in a lesson, I say, I can't feel my glute to save my life in the pool, nor should you actually. But if you're having trouble feeling your hamstring and we're trying to switch the work from our quad, the front of our thigh, to our hamstring, the back of our thigh, I know I need a little extra oomph to get there. What I actually do when I think, can I feel my glute with this movement? I know I make a tiny extension of my leg behind me. But it's weird to be like, hey, kick with your legs a little extended, even though it does the job every single time. But that's when we're just going to swim and then be like, okay, do I kick with my legs extended still?
I like this thought because it connects to what I was going to say about what swimmers think about.
So
That's great.
I say take it easy entry in your first go. Find what, and be nice to yourself. I don't know all the muscles, okay? What part of my leg feels like it's doing work? Find that first. If you are on the back of your leg in that nice smiley face line under your tush, beautiful. Then think, okay, maintain that. How long can I maintain that? I'm going to lose it. My brain will wander. Can I get it back? That's what I would think next.
I have the one thing to think about.
Oh, I went too far. I often do this. I can't help it. It's
Trying to give somebody like a simple thought, right? But I
First
think it's a
time.
great approach. It's actually a really smart way to kind of learn yourself. And that's what I did talk about at the end of last podcast, which you haven't listened to, was basically use this as an opportunity to learn things about yourself. Because you will. You'll learn
Yeah.
so much about how your body wants to move versus what you want it to do, consciously want it to do versus what it is doing.
How you want it to move, how it is moving, how it should be moving to benefit the muscle groups we want to be working.
Right.
Right? Like we did a Pilates workout this morning, not one of mine, one of the platform that I like to use. And I love this platform. And
You can shout out.
I know. I was like, wait, one minute. I love Melissa Wood Health. Melissa Wood, I found her 5 or 6 years ago. And I mean this with every fiber of my being as a compliment. I was like, all right, bitch, you're real fucking skinny. Let's see what I can do. Because she did not present an athletic form
Right.
of this type of working out.
Right.
And so then I researched her a little bit, and she's not an athlete. She was a model. She's actually really dope. Her husband runs like all the nightclubs in New York. Oh,
Focus
by the
up
way,
here.
she
We're not
funded
talking about
herself.
Melissa.
Anyway, sorry. Don't make assumptions. She funded herself. Anyway, cool. Got it. Why am I talking about this? Right. So we were doing a move in one of the flows on her platform. It was a great flow. And I love all these. I love everything that I've learned from her in her platform. But we were looking at one, and based off her description of a movement and then what she was doing, you could see that she had weakness and she was not doing this movement correctly based on how she had explained it.
And what she was demonstrating
What
were
she
two
was
different
demonstrating were two completely different things. And if that was the first Pilates workout you ever did, me as the consumer would be confused.
Sure.
But I'm also coming from an athletic background. And so whatever you want to take with that, right? I did sports. That's all I mean. That's all I mean by that. And so then it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be feeling it here. Now, next time I do this movement, I'm going to make sure I feel it here because my body's probably going to go to the wrong thing first.
Yes. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And so you're saying this because there's the thought. Close the circle.
I'm so bad at that.
Close the circle,
I take
because
back.
if you go to the pool and you focus on where things are working, you will eventually make that connection
That's it.
and learn the connection.
There we go.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank me for
You did a great job.
wrapping.
Great job. My thought's a little bit more simple, and I'm still in it from one of my clients.
I like that I
because
tried to make it simple.
my thought would be very
Yeah.
simple.
Ooh, which kind?
Shout out to Pete.
Oh, Pete.
One of the reasons why I'm stealing this thought is because it's such a consistent thought for him.
Yeah.
He always tries to tell me like, oh, I've been thinking about this and this and this. It's always three. And this thought is always included in the three.
Okay.
And it's a significant thought for him. And I think a helpful thought for other, we'll say, for triathletes in general, because Pete is a prolific hiker.
Oh, God, yeah.
And so his ankles, after being on trails literally for months, will
Like, that's not a joke or an exaggeration.
be very tight and very hard for him to flex. And part of the things that he does when he's not on the trails is swim to help gain back mobility and things like that. So his thought, this is the thought.
Okay.
He thinks about if somebody tied a rope to his two big toes and they were together right next to each other and they were on a boat, they were going the opposite direction as he's going, and that rope would pull his legs straight behind him and keep his legs extended.
Wait, I lost you. What? Go back. Because I got confused and I think I
You were
thought,
hemming and hawing instead of listening?
no. You went like this physically with your hands. And so
Uh-huh.
then in my brain, I just split his legs like a split.
Yeah, that's not what I said.
I know.
So
And you
rope is tied
Right.
to his two big toes.
together.
His feet are next to each other, as they should be if you were swimming.
Uh-huh.
And think about that line being pulled away from him as
Oh.
he swims away from whatever's pulling that line. It would automatically stretch your legs out.
That's my extension.
That's why I said, what an interesting thing that like you were going to say that.
That's so
And this is
fun.
the thought that I wanted to share because I do think it is beneficial. For me personally, I shared my thought with people in the last podcast about kick. I'm
That I
looking at-
know I need to listen to.
I don't know if anyone got it, but I don't know if you've ever heard me cue this before. I asked people to think about bongo drums just below the surface at the flat spot of their swim, just below their feet, and at the 45 on each side. So their kick has to play the bongo drums as they transition through 45 to flat to 45. It is a silly thought, and that's why I like that for myself. I'm a silly person. I need silly things to keep my mind occupied, basically.
So what I say in that to keep people moving with the kick when I'm trying
Consistently
to
in their kick.
add it in and not let the arms be the only thing that drives you through is I've started to recently, because I like this thought because it seems insane. I ask, have you seen one of those music boxes? You open it up, ballerina.
Yeah.
And then I do this on the bench. I like tiptoe
Oh.
around the whole way around, go all the way around. And I'm like, and that was just my legs, right? And you saw that I kept my spine straight and I rotated around the entire time. How did I do that? with your feet. I'm like, right. That's how you have to kick.
Yeah. It's a good thought. I like that thought.
I also liked your thought, although I guess this is kind of different, but still related, that you have to kick like a chihuahua.
Pomeranian is my favorite, but yeah.
People didn't know what that was. So many of my children are like, oh, wow.
I mean, Pomeranians have a very distinct chihuahua.
I say chihuahua because they know it's a small dog.
Right.
I bet if I said the Taco Bell dog, I could get someone.
That's a chihuahua.
I know. That's the point. But they probably don't know it yet. Like, they don't know what a Pomeranian is. So I can't be like, get anything across when I go, kick like a Pomeranian. What's a Pomeranian? Oh, it's this really cute tiny dog that yap a lot, blah, 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 blah.
Pull up a YouTube video of a Pomeranian walking and they'll get it immediately.
I don't have time to do that all this time.
I'd be getting so hyped.
You go catch my kids. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
They really bring this back.
Yeah, they would.
What is this?
All right. So I would say that's our tip for your next swim session. Think about that. What about something for some like training in general? Any thoughts about like good training practices? That's the word. Habits, practices. I'll start so you get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Great. So like, I thought we just did that.
I'm going to give 2. No, that's specifically swim session. I'm going to think about
Oh, okay.
being pulled by a speeding boat in the opposite direction I'm swimming.
I don't like that. I'm not thinking.
First, I say this a lot,
Yes.
so should not be a surprise. Consistency is more important than anything, really. It is way more important than effort. So I started talking to somebody on Try Swim Coach last week.
You talk to people online? Just kidding.
Yeah, you got to see these DMs. People be sliding into my DMs. Usually it'll be like, what did you mean by this? And I'm training for this. What should I do? They're real sexy DMs.
So sexy. Dripping.
Juicy.
So juicy.
So this person is doing their first triathlon in about a month.
It's not a sprint, is it?
No, actually it is. It is. It's a sprint and it's an impulse swim. And it's more than capable for this person to achieve the swim distance.
Nice entry.
Within a month.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so my advice was, it is better for that person to go every day to the pool for a short period of time than to go to the pool twice in a week for an hour.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Starting out in that position, you've got to work up to the endurance. You've got to work up to the mental sort of aspect of this as well.
Do you even have any cardio?
I'm assuming that this person had cardio because they had a running background, right?
Okay.
But what you don't want to do is get into the habit of struggle, because that becomes your default.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can only go to the pool for 15 minutes because you're not a swimmer and you're getting into swimming shape, go for 15 minutes. It does suck. I get it. Going to the pool, I think, is the hardest of the 3 disciplines in triathlon to actually commit to. It's so time consuming, right? Because you got to drive there, you got to swim, you got to change, you got to dry off, you got to drive back. It is a lot.
Yeah.
I've never understood how people.
Close. It's still insanely time consuming.
Yeah, I never understood how people could go to swim practices in the middle of the day and go back to work afterward. I know you did.
No,
you have a question over
there. I did that one, and then that was the one thing that was unacceptable in that job.
Right. So be consistent. You don't need to kill yourself. Work your way up to it, especially with something like swimming, where it can get very frustrating very quickly.
Yeah.
But,
mentally frustrating, I feel like.
Yeah. It would be better to go to the pool 5 times for 15 minutes in a week versus 2 times for an hour, because those hours are not going to be that productive. You're only going to be productive for a short period of time in that hour.
And then if that's me, that leaves me feeling more negative.
Yep.
And so then the thought to go back again is a negative thought.
Right.
And then I don't want to do it, obviously. Right. Yeah. And then like the whole thing is negative. No.
Then you don't go.
Right. Then I'm not going to go.
Exactly right. So
and it doesn't make sense. I understand it's not efficient though.
To
be like, I'll just shove these all together and go on Friday and swim for an hour and a half. I get the thought. I understand, as someone who likes to be efficient, that's not, you can't be efficient here. Like
In
you're
some
selling
ways, yeah.
yourself short. You're hurting yourself if you try to do that. But I mean, think about that with any other one of your workouts. Would you do that? I skipped Pilates for the last 4 days. I'm just going to do 5 Pilates flows in a row on this Friday. I would die.
Not a good idea.
I can do 2.
Right.
But then also, in the middle of that, I'm losing my technique. I'm losing my form. I'm losing my mental wherewithal.
Yeah.
And so the
And you're
work
gonna
I'm
hate
getting
it.
done.
You're gonna hate it.
But then, but then who knows what I'm actually working,
It ain't.
right? So you're not being efficient that way. It's being detrimental. I know it's a time suck, but this is the beneficial manner. You really need to do it in the beginning.
Yeah, and I would always suggest if you do decide to try, I'm not going to call it a brick because it wouldn't be it could be a brick.
That's
if
when you do a
decided
workout of 3
No, you can just do 2, where you could be a swim and a run.
in a
right?
row, though.
Yeah,
That's what that means.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, if I was going to go to the pool for just 15 minutes, I would probably go to the pool, get my swim in, and then go run, just so that I'm getting it all done, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. You think it's being efficient.
Right. And it is.
Uh-huh.
It is for sure.
In that manner.
If you do something like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you stand for an hour and then tried to go for a run and you weren't prepared for that physically, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
If you do something like that, though, keep the swim time short and always swim first. Do not swim after you have run. You will be upset with yourself.
Why is that?
Your legs are fatigued. You have a lot of blood probably in your legs
From the run.
from the run, and your legs will sing.
Lactic acid.
And you're going to be like, why are my legs doing this?
So then you can use the swim also as a warm-up
Yeah.
for the run.
Yeah.
That is efficient.
And I would even
like
say,
that.
everyone should be doing some form of strength and conditioning, right?
Mhm.
So if you have a pool at your gym, maybe you swim for 15 minutes first and then you go lift. So it's not like
Right.
not everyone's going to have this
The option.
option and flexibility. But if you do, think about it like that. Like, okay, I don't need to go do an hour-long swim for right now. I need to work up to that. But maybe I could utilize my time a little bit better by going to the pool first, always first,
Just pull first.
and then doing my cardio or doing my strength and conditioning after that. But it is so much more beneficial to get in the water more frequently. It's a coordination that you have to gain and learn, and you will do that easier through short periods of time more frequently. So that would be my sort of training tip, to be consistent. And even if that means you have to be short in your consistency, that is better than trying to do a full hour.
Why do I feel like you stole it from me and now I have to come up with something that's like better, even though that one was mine?
Here's another one. Here's
You
another one.
didn't give me a
I thought I was going to give you 2.
All right.
So
Maybe you did.
this goes back to your swim session, though. I think it
That's
is
what I was talking about when we were kidding.
the next swim session.
Your next
I'm
swim
not talking
session, not
directly
me.
to you.
Sometimes I get confused.
It's okay. We see that.
It's a confusion. Very obvious, I think. Now you see it. You can hear it.
We got both now.
You're like, she looks so concentrated, but what's going on in there?
So focused. Is there anything?
Bagels.
That's all you think about. I think it's a really good use of time for training to use your cool down. And yes, you should be cooling down after you swim
Mm-hmm.
as a drill/swim set.
Oh, ew.
I just give you the ick with that.
I was going back to my swimmer brain and being like, but right, that's me. You know what I mean? Like, that's I swim 6 days a week. Give me a break. You want me to do what? I just finished the whole workout. You want me to think? Do a set?
Yeah.
In my cool down?
It's not a set. It's a cool down. It could be 100. It could be 200. The goal should be to find a drill that isn't very taxing, that you can maybe do a 25 or even just a 12 and a half of, and then apply it to your swimming at the same level of effort.
You
You're
mean
going to
apply
cool
it
down.
in the warm down?
Yeah, I love that you said warm down, by the way. I love that because when I grew up in Atlanta, it was always called a warm down, warm down, warm down, warm down. Bahamas, warm down, warm down, warm down. I moved to Northern Virginia, cool down, cool down, cool down.
What?
Uh-huh.
I live here.
So
in said Northern Virginia. My whole life.
the connection I drew was, in Atlanta, in the Bahamas, there is no such thing as cooling down. You're always hot. So anyway,
Why don't I say it then?
I don't know.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know. Maybe where was your coach from?
Ooh,
Florida, California.
Christian was from here.
Oh, I don't know.
But I mean, that's my like.
I think it's also old vernacular. I think old swim coaches always used to say warm down and not cool down.
Right. And like, that's an unfair question. Where was my coach from? The answer to that I gave is, where was my main competitive coach from? Right. Not the person who I probably heard say warm down first. Who the hell knows who that was? Probably someone on my NBSL pool. Rachel Acuna lived up my street.
Sure.
I assume she was.
But the first person you heard it from isn't the last person you heard it from, probably.
No, but I don't remember. You're the last person who gave me a swim practice. You think I remember the words you used to say down?
You don't.
Listen to you?
And we all know that. So it's a good opportunity because you are fatigued at that point. You are supposed to be trying to swim.
Mentally and physically.
You are supposed to be trying to swim in a very low effort approach. And so it's an opportunity to kind of break down some of the movement and then apply it when you're fatigued. Because guess what? You're going to experience some fatigue when you're in a swim.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And so what happens when you fatigue? You revert back to what you know. So if you practice when you're fatigued in a meaningful way, you will revert back. Holy crap, that was hard. To what you know, which is a nice movement pattern.
You're right.
Cool down.
I do tell people to do that. Yeah, I definitely harp on it, but I also it's interesting when we have these conversations because sometimes my automatic thought is from my old swimmer brain, how I know I would react.
Yeah,
which is funny because it's like the audience of this podcast are adult triathletes.
So who knows who's listening?
Right, but the assumption is like right. You're always like, remember, this is a triathlon. How am I know I don't do this? But so I automatically would be like, my child's brain, 16 years old, would have been like, sure.
Right.
You're lucky I'm just doing the warm down, man.
I actually think as a kid,
but I didn't get it.
Or in college, I'll even say as I was a kid in college, if a coach just said to you, easy warm down, that was lazy of the coach.
Yeah.
And now you just gave your swimmer the thought, doesn't matter.
Yep.
But when I write my workouts for the people I program for, I specifically write cool down, twirl, swim.
Yeah.
There is a goal in mind. It isn't just warm down.
That's what happened.
Right.
I knew that I needed to warm down, so I'm like 50% of the way
People sleep on the cool down, and they shouldn't.
I'm like 70% of the way there. 70% of the way there. I think it's so funny. So many of my pauses in this are just because I've like laughed at my own word error. And then I have to be like, wait, what are you talking about? And now I've doubled down on it.
Yeah.
I know I said dare.
Okay. But you were trying to say there.
Right.
We all followed.
I'm stuck now. Bring me back.
You need something to focus on to cool down and stop sleeping on the cool down.
Right. I got get rid of the lactic acid. This is negative. And one of my coaches was very good about explaining that. And I appreciated that because it was like, oh, there's a benefit to this. You're just trying to make me do something. Okay.
Right.
And ever since I learned that, I was like, okay, you have to warm down.
But even for me, even that wasn't enough to really like motivate me to actually get a thorough warm. I mean, I've got anything warm down, a thorough cool down in that. It was painful.
Right. I didn't say thorough.
But if I had something to think about, I probably would have done it. You know what I mean? I would have been more apt to do it. I would have absolutely been like, okay, well, I'll think about one-arm freestyle for a little bit. Let me do some one-arm freestyle because I love one-arm freestyle. Sure, whatever.
I think I just realized someone at some point presented the term active warm down to me.
Yeah, that's a good term.
And that was different in my brain.
Active recovery?
Yeah.
Or active warm down? Because active recovery is a thing. And active warm down is not really a thing.
Maybe I, somewhere in my brain, applied it from that.
Yes.
Because that's how I will pitch it to my kids now. But with that, man, I have so much baggage. One of the things that I used to do, this is just like where my brain is going. One of the things that I used to do when I knew that I had to warm down after a race specifically, and I'm being very specific because I didn't, like, I swam 100 fly, 200 fly, 200. If I did badly, quote unquote, if I felt that I did badly in the race, my warm down would start with a sprint to like, be like, you fucking idiot.
To punish yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good idea.
No. Okay. Oh my God. No, it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. I share that with my kids so I can be like, do not do this. I could have massively hurt myself. I'm sure I did further my shoulder injury when I did that.
Makes sense.
And so it was almost like I knew I had to do something, but because I used to punish myself with it, I had to come to terms that it was a beneficial thing, but I do need to be actively thinking about it. Right. And now I apply that in terms of stretching after I work out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. All right. Let's end this podcast. Get a second podcast about kicking, maybe about literature. I don't know what this podcast is about.
Books.
We'll keep talking about kicking. Why not? Let's just make this podcast about kicking.
I could talk so much about kicking.
Probably not, though. Until next time.
Plain bagel, cream cheese. Road temp.
Think about your kick.
Think about the smiley face line under your tush.
Don't sleep on the cool down.
Bye.